Okay, thank you so much for the sessions. Very good morning, everyone. And for these sessions, as well, I would like to have some long discussion, but it is very difficult time. Just only have maybe 10 minutes. So I prepare for 25 slides actually. So because it's very this time, so maybe some slide will be skipped. This I would like to introduce some strategic issues in my country, Indonesia, about MOOCs, massive open online courses in my country. This is very strategic issue as Indonesia, you know, is very populated country, developing country in Asian regions, and we have to deal with a lot of people who want to have a service in higher educations. Currently, in my, especially after COVID-19, the Ministry of Education is very important policy directions in terms of how we can increase human resource development in my country. As we know that in my country, for the time being, the participant rate for higher education is just only 32%. It means that people in Indonesia among 18 and 24 years old, just only 20% coming to the university. The rest is maybe has just in secondary and primary school. This is very worse. And we would like to increase this higher education participation rate, becoming 37.7 in 2024, this year. In order to increase higher education gross enrollment rate, so our university, my university, UIN Sabuga, has been placed as a strategic player in my country to provide equal access for people living in the district or the sub-district in remote islands. Indonesia has 17,000 islands served over the country. So it's very difficult to provide access for them. It is very difficult for Indonesian people living in remote area coming to the conventional universities, face-to-face universities. That's why UT, my university, has been a place to provide equal access for people living in remote islands. So Open University tries to strengthen their function to provide access for people in a different region, not only in Indonesia, but also Indonesian people living in overseas. There are many Indonesian migrants living in Malaysia, Singapore, Brunei Darussalam, Korea, South Korea, and others. And secondly, we also, our government encourage different institutions in my country to open massive online courses. Not only my university, but also other institutions has been encouraged by the government to provide massive online courses in their institutions. In order to provide better access, our government also widening access expansions. Mostly people living in east part of Indonesia, it's very difficult to get access to the internet because of some reasons, including in Kalimantan Islands, Jayapura, and also Celebes. In current years, our government tries to develop something like base transceiver station to get access internet by the people living in east part of Indonesia. We also, our government provide equitable scholarship for people from a secondary fresh graduate. There are many needy people in some areas in my country do not have access to the higher educations. That's why our government provide scholarship. We call it KIPK, Kartu Indonesia Pintar for kuliah. Kuliah, it means learning in higher educations. And also strengthening and expanding the use of technology for education. So the technology enhanced learning not only in higher education, but currently we also provide this kind of technology to people, like, so let's say a teacher in secondary and primary school in my country. Currently, based on the data in 2022, there are about more than 4,000 higher educations in my country. There's so many. Consists of almost 30,000 study program, more than 300,000 faculty members, and more than 8 million students. So the higher education including university, institute, high school, academic communities, and polytechnic. Online learning has been perceived as a very strategic issue in my country, especially after COVID-19. In Indonesia context, as I have already mentioned that Indonesia is an archipelago country, consists of 17,000 islands, so there are many challenges how to provide equal access to for people living in remote islands. This is why online learning becoming one of strategic issue, how to provide access for people. They don't have to living their domicile, their home country, whole village. They can come to university using distance teaching university. For providing online equal access, also we encourage people and faculty member in different universities to use technology enhanced learning, and including MOOCs, massive open courses. That's why currently there are not only UT providing online learning services for the students, but also conventional one. There are many conventional universities in my country, established university and private university also provide online learning for students. So here this is a case in my university. In 2022, there are only about 34,000 virtual class. But then in 2023 has increased significantly, becoming more than 50,000. And now in 2024, more than 60 virtual class. This is one case in my university in Universitas Buka Indonesia. In terms of MOOCs, Indonesia, we have different institutions. This is a marketplace for virtual class. For example, this is SPADA Indonesia, coordinated by the Director General of Higher Education. And also we have here Indonesian Cyber Education Institute, MOOCs, ICE Institute. We have already partners with TCU and also St. Petersburg and also Switangs. We try to have a strengthening our collaboration with other universities. This is a consortium for developing marketplace for online learning services in my country, in Indonesia. And also we have massive organizations operating by my university, Universitas Buka. This is the oldest one. And also we have Pintaria for private sector, and also Indonesia X. Something like Indonesia X and Haruka Edu. I know this is very tight time, so I will skip this example, this SPADA, and then MOOCs operated by University of Buka. This is University of Indonesia, one of the established university in my country, Indonesia, located in Jakarta. And then this is BINUS University, is an example, and this is Haruka Edu, a private sector. And this is ICE Institute. So ICE Institute is a very important player as a marketplace in my country. Is in line with the strategic program from the Ministry of Education and Culture. We call it Merdeka Belajar untuk Semua atau Freedom Learning for All. So that's why currently there are many students from different universities coming to ICE Institute for taking online shopping courses in this marketplace. This marketplace has been launched by the government, soft launching in 2019, and then launched in July 2021. There are a number of courses, more than 700 courses offering by the ICE Institute, and then this one. ICE Institute has been worshipped as a gallery for all online courses in my country. There are many students from different universities coming, not only in a national bit, but also different regions. This is transferable, so the one who take courses in ICE Institute can becoming a credit earning and transfer to the curriculum employed in their respective institutions. We provide a micro-credential or micro-learning digital badge. This is a certificate accomplishment for each online courses, and this is very flexible, and also linked to the job market. So the potential, this is the prospect for the future of ICE Institute, our MOOCs Indonesia. Indonesia total population was more than 200 million in 2024, so there are this good market for MOOCs. There were more than 200 million internet users in Indonesia. So the Indonesia internet penetration rate stood more than 70% of the total populations. And the challenges is about digital literacy. There are many people fresh graduates for SLTA still engaged with digital literacy, how to use digital information for their living or their study. And also about collaboration and sustainability and also recognition. This is the challenges. This is the potential growth with increasing internet penetration and mobile device use. MOOCs are poised for the growth in my country and integration with formal education. MOOCs could be integrated into Indonesia formal education system, offering more flexible learning pathway and innovation and development potential for developing new courses, improving platform usability, and expanding content in local languages. In summary, MOOCs are an essential tool for expanding access to education in Indonesia, offering flexibility, scalability, and a wide range of courses and call to actions, encourage institutions, government bodies, and individuals to embrace and promote massive open courses as a means to improve education and skill development in Indonesia. Thank you. Yeah.